So, welcome to the first episode of Virtuoso. I'm Ben Spanos.
I'm Mitch.
And we're going to attempt a podcast. It's pretty exciting. I've never done a podcast before.
No, the way I figure it's like radio, except not obsolete.
Yeah, or like a really boring movie.
Yeah.
Because this is probably going to be up on YouTube. And
you're just looking at one picture.
Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy this podcast.
Yeah. We're going to use the opportunity to answer some of your questions, deal with some issues, and, just have a chat about all things virtue. And first up, Ben.
Yep.
I think people are starting to notice...
Notice what?
That we're not actually making comics. And Ben... I'm free... They're not actually comics. It's just a page of words. There's not pictures. Ben, where are the pictures? You're calling it comics. There's no comics here. I am thoroughly confused. Ben, why aren't we doing comics?
Well, Mitchell, allow me to explain. Basically, I tried to promote it right from the start that Virtue Comics at the moment is being presented as short fiction. It's being released in a similar format to comic books. So there's an issue coming out at the moment once a week.
Every week, yeah. Every issue every week.
And it's part of an ongoing story arcs and stuff, like comic books. The problem being, how good are you at drawing, Mitch?
Look, I draw.
And I'm fairly okay myself. But we are in no way.
We both suck.
All right.
Oh, look,
but
we can sketch.
We are not good enough to run a whole graphic novel comic book by ourselves.
And we're certainly not fast enough.
No, not even with our artist Lucy's help.
No. Lucy would kill us if we tried to get her to do panels.
Probably.
So, the thing with all our stories, the themes and the style, it is all basically a complete mimicry of mainstream comics, just, without the pictures. And this way, you guys get content a lot faster. We get to move through stories a lot faster, so we don't get bored with stuff, which is something that tends to happen with our team. We tend to get bored if we're on one story for too long. So hopefully presenting it as, 3,000 words, short stories, rather than pages of panels, that'll just mean the content goes through faster, you'll get to know the characters faster, and the whole process will just be a bit more fun for everyone involved.
It will.
Yeah. So hopefully that hasn't confused you all too much. If you are someone who needs the pretty pictures, that's why we've got the covers.
Mm-hmm.
They're already looking great.
Yeah, the first two Dolls Day covers, if you haven't seen them, go check them out. They're pretty awesome.
So, if you haven't been reading the stories so far, www.virtue-comics.com. The first two issues of Dolls Day are up there already, and the third issue is not far off. So, stay tuned for that. It's getting really exciting. Now, nice segue there. Did you notice that? Started talking about Dolls Day. It was alright.
I've seen better segments.
We started talking about Dolls Day. Now we're going to start talking about Dolls Day.
You ever seen a millipede? They have nice segments.
I said segues.
Right. Anyway, Dolls
Day. So, for those who may not be caught up on the last 2 weeks, Dolls Day is the first Virtue story arc. It is the story of how the Virtue team came together for the very first time. Prior to Dolls Day in the continuity, all the superheroes existed. They'd been in their respective cities, doing their thing, solving crime, punching dudes. But Dolls Day is really the moment that they all came together and crystallized as a team. So, Ben.
Yep.
Why dolls?
Why dolls?
Why dolls?
Well, do you want to know why I picked dolls as the first villain?
I would love to know why you picked dolls as the first villain.
My brother has this PSP Vita game called Frobisher Says.
Frobisher Says.
It's like WarioWare games, like the whole collection of small, quick mini games.
Yeah.
But with this creepy as all heck guy called Frobisher. And he kind of looks a little bit like a doll. And
Okay.
I picked up his Vita and I started playing games and I found this game and it creeped me the hell out.
Yeah.
And I started thinking about, I think every human being has this primal fear of dolls. I know after my grandmother died, we inherited this doll this creepy realistic China doll. It was sitting in our spare room once, and I had to go up there one time. All the lights were off. I flicked on the light. The doll's staring me in the face. Freaked the hell out. And I flipped the doll over and stormed out of the room. And there was all kinds of myths about dolls. One of my favorite arcs of Digimon revolved around Puppetmon and puppets and dolls and that kind of thing. So I thought, it would be a good villain to team up against.
Yeah, absolutely. So now we get to inflict everyone else with your particular psychosis.
That's right.
Phobia of dolls.
It's creating community by shared fear. It's what I've always found to be effective.
Yeah, that's a great. You can take that through life.
That's how dictators do it, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
Beautiful, tight-knit communities of people who are just terrified of, oh wow, this actually derailed really badly. Let's go back to Dolls Day.
So in Dolls Day, we interchangeably a lot of dolls, puppets, mannequins, anything related to that theme and that sort of supernatural theme.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's not clear who the villain is, and it won't be till right to the end of Dolls Day.
No. Lots of twists.
Lots of twists.
Yep. This is the cabin in the woods of online fan fiction.
Is it?
No. It's nothing like Cabin in the Woods at all.
So look forward to that in Dolls Day. What other themes are explored in Dolls Day, Mitch?
Other themes? Well, all our characters, they're very different people, but they have a number of things in common. Now, I'm not going to spoil any of it yet because I think the story speaks for itself. But later in the series, we start to get hints about things that have happened in our characters' pasts, things that have traumatized them, that have damaged them, that have motivated them. And it's these things that really bring them together and make them superheroes, but also make them a team. Shared, common ground of trauma and misery in some cases. There's a lot of stuff happening in Dolls Day already that is foreshadowing plans that we've got for the future. So pay attention to what's going on, especially with the character moments, because most of this stuff is going to come back later in the series. And, if you pay attention now, you'll appreciate how clever we are in working that in the first half.
You like to shoot our own horn here at Virtue.
That's right, because no one else does.
Yeah. We asked on the Facebook group if anyone had any questions to talk about in this podcast. Thus far, our feedback has been really good from you guys, so we're really thankful for that.
Yeah, thanks, heaps.
But we only got one question for the podcast, but that's all right.
It's a pretty big question.
Yeah. Do you want to read out the question?
Yeah, sure. So Matthew Boutros says, I'd love to hear what each of your motivations are for your involvement in Virtue Comics. What makes creating fiction important to you at the moment?
Oh, that's a good question, Matthew.
It's a great question.
Congratulations from getting engaged on Sunday.
Yeah.
But what makes creating fiction important to you at the moment? For me, it's a way of practicing my writing ability. My teachers always encouraged me to pursue it. And I was never that motivated because most works of fiction that you read at school are really boring. But when I started to explore the superhero genre, I was like, oh, there's so much to write about. There's a lot of fun tropes and cliches you can use, and in superheroes you can do whatever the heck we want. If we want our science-based superheroes to fight evil magic, then we can do that.
Why not? Who's going to say no?
If we want to write an arc where they swap brains, we can do that.
We're not doing that.
Okay.
I've already told you we're not doing
Almost
that.
worked. How about you, Mitch?
Well, yeah. Look, writing is something I've wanted to do since I was really little. And similar with Ben, once I started getting into superhero stories, I realized that it's an incredibly versatile genre. It can be science fiction, it can be fantasy. And then when we started working on Virtue, I started to realize that the short story format that we're using to mimic mainstream comics style of storytelling is actually really good to write in. 3,000 word stories, it's really easy. It's really hard to get bored in a 3,000 word story. You wrap it up after 3,000 words and then you start on the next one. And you can just jump around, you can travel through time, you can put one issue before another, just completely rearrange them. It's really liberating.
Yeah, and I've enjoyed it working on it thus far.
Yeah.
I think also, as I mentioned before on the blog, it's also a good way to showcase talent.
That's right.
So it's showcasing our writing ability.
That's
It's
right. Ben and I both think we're incredibly talented.
it's a way of self-publication.
It is.
It's which, as a writer, is really important. Otherwise, there's no point doing it.
Yeah.
We also brought Lucy to us, and she can showcase her art here.
Yeah.
And also the web design of Luke and the graphics of Justin and Harry and
all
stuff.
the hard work of everyone else on the Virtue team. All been greatly appreciated. And this is all just a way of expressing the creativity in the fields that we love, whether it's movies or whether it's art, whether it's writing, web design. It's all just great creativity, and who doesn't like to show off stuff that they're good at, or that people tell them they're good at?
That's true.
That sort of stuff, it deserves to be celebrated, like you said, Ben.
And if we get the bonus of people actually reading our content and interacting in an online community,
that is just a bonus.
Yeah, that makes our day.
Yeah,
makes the website worth hosting.
Yeah, no, it's great.
So thank you for everyone's involvement in that so far.
Yeah.
That probably wraps up our first episode of Virtuoso, yeah?
Yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks for listening, everyone. Stick around, check out the website, www.virtue-comics.com. We've got a blog, we've got more stories coming up every week. Check back every Friday for a new issue. Dolls Day is just about to heat up to the massive boiling points, and the action is about to really get started. So keep reading that. I can promise you it's a wild ride.
It is. There's going to be lots of fun.
It's going to be lots of fun.
All right. Well, if you have any other questions you'd like us to talk about in future episodes of Virtuoso, contact us on our Facebook page, Virtue Comics, on the blog, anywhere really. There's a few places.
Yeah. Anywhere we've got an account, you can
even
post a
YouTube comments if this is where it ends up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start a fight about something that doesn't matter. It's YouTube.
Yeah. Go for it.
Something. Break a pool cue over someone's back.
Tell us why White Fob Watch is objectively better than Benjamin. All right.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
See you guys in a later episode of Virtuoso. Bye.